I explained you that direct expenses include only one thing, has only one thing, that is cost of goods sold. Means cost of those goods which we have acquired for resale, right? So in trading and P&L account, in trading account, guys, we show what is, we first show opening stock, which is coming from the previous year. So stock of previous year at the end of previous year, which is closing stock of that year now is the opening stock. So this is the stock that we have at the beginning of the concerned accounting year. That is on 1st April 2021. What's your stock we have that we show here? After that we show purchases. Here we write the amount of purchases and then we write less purchase returns. Right? So let's say opening stock in a business. 1 minute, guys. Huh? Let me first start with, guys, कंटिन्यू विद द पॉइंट नंबर 13. हमने 12 पॉइंट्स लिखे थे पहले, हम 13 पॉइंट लिख रहे हैं. Both trading and P&L account and balance sheet are prepared with the balances that we have in our trial balance, right? So we know that, guys, at the end of an accounting process for a year, for an accounting year, we make trial balance. In trial balance, we have balances of all the six items, that is assets, liabilities, income, expenses, losses, and gains. Right? By picking the balances from trial balance, we make these two statements, trading and P&L account and balance sheet. Am I clear? Note down this point. Note down this point number 13, guys, and then we go ahead. Trial balance. I repeat, apart from the balances that we have in trial balance, that is balances of these six items, there are certain information which are known to the business or which are determined by the business management after preparation of trial balance. And that is why and those information are to be accommodated in these two statements, that is trading and P&L account and balance sheet. So those information in academics is given to students other than trial balance. Are you getting my point? I repeat, there are certain information which are known to the business or which are determined by the business after preparation of trial balance. So once trial balance of an accounting year is in front of the top management, then they decide some more items. For example, then they decide the rate of depreciation on fixed assets. Then they decide the rate of provision for doubtful debts. Then they decide the rate of provision for discount on debtors. And certain information are known to the management or are fixed by the management after preparation of trial balance. Another example, when trial balance is in front of top management, in trial balance we have many parties, many debtors, correct? With their balances, right? Management knows that from this particular party or debtor, this amount will never be recovered. So then management decides to write that debtor off, means to write off the bad debts. Am I clear? One more thing, guys, which I will write in the next point. Listen to me carefully. It is very important. In all small and medium-sized businesses, accounting is done throughout the year on cash basis. There are two bases of accounting. One is cash basis and second is accrual basis. I will write about that here. One is cash basis and second is accrual basis. Cash basis is the basis in which transactions are recorded other than purchase and sale of goods only when cash is involved, means money is involved. Otherwise, those transactions are not recorded in which cash is not involved. That is cash basis. Other than purchase and sale of goods on credit. So when it means in cash basis, when goods are purchased or sold on credit, they would be recorded, right? Because in purchase and sale of goods on credit, is any cash involved? No, there is no cash involved. Yet they would be recorded. But other than purchase and sale of goods, all other transactions, if they do not involve cash, they would not be recorded in cash basis. For example, a business has incurred stationery expenses, or printing expense, or advertisement, or freight, or electricity, but it has not paid that expense yet. It means it is unpaid expense. That is outstanding expense. That would not be recorded by the accountant during an accounting year, right? There is an accrued income that would not be recorded by the business. There is depreciation that would not be recorded by business. There is provision for bad debts that would not be recorded by business. Bad debts would be recorded because in bad debts, not in all the cases of bad debts, you do not receive the whole amount. In some, you receive partial amount and partial becomes your bad debts. It means you receive some amount, there is some cash involved, and the remaining, the dues become bad, right? It means outstanding, prepaid, accrued, unearned are not recorded in books of accounts as they should be. For example, when accountant pays salary for the next year, in the current year he pays salary for the next year. It means he's paying what? He's paying prepaid salary, means salary in advance. But he records it as salary account debit to cash or bank account because he's following cash basis. So in cash basis, expenses and incomes are recorded when cash is involved in that, otherwise not. Have you understood or not, guys? This in accrual basis, We record expenses and income when they occur, irrespective of involvement of cash. अगर रेंट की इनकम हुई तो हम उसको रिकॉर्ड करेंगे भले ही रेंट हमें मिला हो या ना मिला हो. So when rent becomes due, we pass the entry accrued rent account debit to rent account under accrual basis. But in cash basis, this transaction would not be recorded. We will record receipt of rent only when it is received actually. Before that, we will not credit rent account. Am I clear?
सर उसके क्या होगा कि जैसे अपन ने प्रोविजन बना दिया कि अभी नहीं मिलेंगे ये पैसे और बैड डेट का और फिर मिल जाएगा.
मिले या ना मिले, हम उस प्रोविजन को तो नेक्स्ट ईयर में रिवर्स कर रहे हैं. उस प्रोविजन को क्या करते हैं, बेड डेट्स में ले जाके लेस कर देते हैं, मतलब रिवर्स कर रहे हैं उसको. क्योंकि अगर नहीं मिला तो जिस साल नहीं मिला उस साल एक्चुअल बेड डेट्स रिकॉर्ड हो ही जाएगा, बेड डेट्स अकाउंट डेबिट टू डेटर्स कर देंगे.
ये अपन ने इसी साल प्रोविजन बना रहा है और इससे मिल गया.
ऐसा कैसे, ये नहीं हो सकता ना. इस साल हम प्रोविजन कब बनाते हैं भाई, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ,
हाँ,
ईयर एंड पे बनाएंगे हम, सब कुछ सारे ट्रांजेक्शन होने के बाद. राइट. दिस इज द रीजन गाइस, दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द रीजंस व्हाट following cash basis, that after preparation of trial balance many information or many things are decided by the management. For example, after preparation of trial balance, when the management looks at the trial balance, it finds that okay, salaries has been debited. The total debit balance of salaries as reflecting in trial balance is, let's say, 11,000. And then they recall that salary every month that we pay is 1,000. Then why it is reflecting 11? Because we pay salary of a month by 5th of next month. It means March month salary has not been paid yet. That is why only 11 months salary is reflecting there. Is it clear? And then management asks the accountant to pass one more entry for outstanding salary, and that would be given to you in questions as additional information. I hope you're understanding, guys. If not, even though you're understanding it partially, when we start with the questions, you will understand it. Am I clear? Ashutosh, have you understood this to some extent?
Yes, sir.
These transactions are called accounting adjustments. Guys, please do not write, but just look at it and try to understand. Transactions which can be known only after closing the books for the year, like amount of closing stock. Amount of closing stock can be known only after closing the books, not before that, right? How we will discuss all these things, guys. Transactions for rectification of accounting errors. After knowing trial balance, sometimes accountant himself gets to know that he has done some mistake in the trial balance, means in the accounting process. And now he rectifies those mistakes, and those transactions are the transactions which are done for rectification of errors. You can know about your error only when trial balance is in front of you, right? Transfer entries and year end entries. So these are those transactions, information of which is known to the business or is determined by the business after preparation of final trial balance. Priyansh, please keep that inside mobile.
इसलिए कॉल आ रहा है।
मना कर दो उनको और बता के आए को जो जिनके भी कॉल आ सकते हैं कि मैं क्लास में हूँ, राइट? ये समझ में आया आप लोगों को ऐसे नहीं आया? Okay, since trial balance is already prepared and we still have to record these transactions or accommodate these transactions in our current books of accounts and in final accounts, for that we do not pass journal entries at all, because if we pass a journal entry we have to post them in ledger. If we post them in ledger, our trial balance balances will change now, because अभी तक जो हमने ट्रायल बैलेंस बनाया है उसमें बैलेंसेस कुछ और आ रहे हैं, इन ट्रांजेक्शन्स की वजह से ट्रायल बैलेंस के बैलेंसेस चेंज हो जाएंगे और हमें पूरा अकाउंटिंग प्रोसेस फिर से करना पड़ेगा. So instead of passing journal entries for these transactions, we take their effects directly in our final accounts, as I explained you while explaining you provision for doubtful debts. So there I also explained you the journal entry for it. Here also for each of the transactions I will tell you the journal entry, but you do not need to pass journal entries for any information which is given to you other than trial balance. Those information is called accounting adjustments together. Am I clear? For that we do not need to pass any journal entry, but we need to take their effects in our final accounts, that is in trading and P&L account and balance sheet directly. Am I clear? Now you can note down this point, guys. 14th point. Till 13th, have you noted down this or not? Okay, note down point number 14. Ashutosh, you have noted down till here. Ashutosh, have you noted down it till here, till point number 2?
Yes.
So guys, I have already explained you about cash basis of accounting. Once you go through it, what I'm writing here, again you will understand it clearly. You can start copying it. Guys, ये हटा दीजिए पूरा. I'm sorry, huh? Strike this off. Other than purchase and sale of goods, that is purchase and sale of goods on credit are recorded in cash basis. They are also not recorded. Remove it. I've right? So how much guys you have noted down out of this? You all noted down everything till here, right?
Yes.
What's about this? Just check how much you have noted down. Ensure that you note down everything till here, till point number 2. Guys, here year will come. Previous year or a future year. And here a previous year. Right? Done all?
Well,
Good afternoon. So guys, cash basis is mainly followed by those business enterprises where most of the transactions are done in cash. Most of the, and they are education institutions, restaurant, hospitals, etc., where there is no credit allowed, especially to customers, right? And also by small and medium-sized business enterprises, right? Why they do not follow accrual basis of accounting? I'm talking about small and medium-sized business enterprises. You will soon understand that when we go ahead. But whosoever follows cash basis, they also have to convert their whole accounting into accrual basis at the end of every accounting year. For which, instead of passing journal entries for such transactions, they take their effects directly in final accounts to convert their cash basis of accounting into accrual basis. How? That also you will understand. Am I clear? And this is what guys exactly you are expected to do in the chapter of final accounts. Am I clear? This is what you'll be doing in this chapter in all the questions of final accounts. And in accrual basis, guys, we record all the transactions of expense, income, losses, gains, assets, and liabilities, whether they involve flow of cash or not. So have you all recorded everything till here, guys?
Yes.
I'm asking. Ashutosh, Aryan, have you noted down this?
Yes, sir.
Aryan, have you noted down this?
Yes, sir.
कोई मना किया है? फिर guys, accrual basis is the real basis of accounting as it portrays the real picture of financials of a business. I hope you understand because when you purchase goods on credit and you do not record in books of accounts under cash basis, you actually are not presenting all the expenses of your business. Rather, you are presenting only those expenses for which you have paid money under cash basis. In accrual basis, however, we record all the expenses and incomes, whether money is involved in those or not. And that is why accrual basis is the real basis of accounting, also known as mercantile basis of accounting. And that is why for companies operating in India, accrual basis is mandatory. Means companies have to follow accrual basis for sure. Partnership and proprietorship businesses can follow cash basis, but companies cannot do that. I hope you all got this, right? Do not forget, guys, these are very small things, but they become very useful in class 12.